Hi guys! Oh my gosh, how is everybody doing? My name is Tammie and welcome back to Twisted Stitches. Well, hello there. How are you, my little friend? Where did you come from? Oh, okay. I'll tell you where you came from. So, yeah, I have some finished objects, maybe a couple of whips, or I'm going to talk to you about a couple things I got going on. And I do have a small acquisition that I have prepared already, so it shouldn't take too long. I'm going to keep it kind of short and sweet. These guys here, I mean, come on. Remember I told you I had like the daddy bunny that ended up being a big dude? These are Chubby Bunnies. This is by Old Soul Crochet. This one was the one I did with the Premier Puzzle, and it came out kind of small because this is a 5 weight. The pattern for the Chubby Bunnies calls for using Bernat blanket. I don't have Bernat blanket, so I just used this. This is the stuff that I used in the cardigan that I made of Tom's, and I have a few of these left over, so I thought it would work. It does leave a little bit more open areas than I guess the Bernat blanket is kind of springy and so fluffy that everything springs together. Like this is a springier yarn, so it sprung together. This here I did to compare sizes. Let me put them up so you can compare sizes. See, we've got the big one in the middle. This guy made with Premier Puzzle. And then this one here, you see the little bit bigger. I thought it would end up being about this size here, but she ended up being this size, and I used a white and a pink Red Heart Super Saver held together, and the same size hook as I used for this, which I think in the pattern calls for an L, like an 8mm hook. I'm pretty sure, but I mean, I'll leave it down here. I'll let you know, but I'm also going to link the pattern. And I was watching Crystal with Ooh Ah Crochet. Her name is Crystal, right? And if it's wrong, I'm so sorry. But I was watching Ooh Ah Crochet. I've been busy catching up on some of my videos, and I'll explain why real soon and why it's been so long since I've been on. Excuse me. I'm not sick. I just swallowed wrong. So she was showing a little chubby pony that she did just recently. And it was by the same maker, the Old Soul Crochet, who made these cute little chubby bunnies. So I don't know if the pattern, she did a test for it, and I guess it's just released. I haven't looked it up, haven't gotten all the information. But apparently she did a chubby pony. And oh my god, if you put like a little horn on it and make it a unicorn and maybe even some Pegasus wings on it, and then make it out of like rainbow colors, you are gonna have a happy little girl or little boy who likes rainbow colors and unicorns, and maybe you can make it for Easter for them. That would be a cute little nice handmade something to do and something to give away gift. And I plan on making a couple more of these and maybe giving them to the grandkids for Easter. These work up so quickly, and I'm kind of gonna assume by the looks of the pattern when I saw it on the video, it looked like the pony was gonna be pretty easy too. So these guys are done, and I'm addicted to them, so I'm probably gonna make another one because I do want one that's this big. You know, this one is a pretty good size. This one actually came out really cute. I doubled up on the eyes and doubled up on all the strands to make like the little anime type eyes and stuff like that. See how these ones aren't as bam out there. I just kind of made them as big as I wanted to because I thought it was cuter. This is my opinion only. So I'm probably like, hey Tammie, you know, you were just on here and it's been over a week. I know I usually try to upload approximately every 5 days. That seems to be my norm. And I had every plans because I had a Mary Maxim box coming that made it to me on Tuesday. But unfortunately, I got a tooth infection, another tooth infection. I seem to be, as you can see, I still have a little bit of swelling going on. I tried hiding it with a little bit of makeup today, but the contour didn't quite hide it as well. I will put some pictures in. I'm not afraid to share because I'm going to explain some things to you. I'm going to put some pictures in here. But I woke up Saturday with a lot of mouth pain. I have broken teeth. I've had bad teeth for a long time, and as I'm aging, even though I take very good care of my teeth, I am a fanatic on oral hygiene and hygiene in general, but a fanatic on oral hygiene. I don't go to bed with dirty teeth. I floss my teeth before I go to bed. I swish with Listerine before I go to bed. I swish with Listerine in the morning. If I eat something like during the day, I swish with like salt water because I know my teeth aren't the greatest. I have missing teeth and stuff like that. I've been saving for dentures, and as scary as that seems, not having mouth pain and worrying about these infections anymore is like way, way better than that scary. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll insert a picture here. This was me on Monday and Tuesday. Now, as you can see, it was rough. Now, I woke up Saturday and I was having pain. And I thought the tooth that cracked, I woke up one morning last year with a cracked tooth. I don't know what happened. It just was cracked. And I thought maybe the nerve, it finally wore away enough where the nerve was exposed. You all know what I'm talking about. Anybody who's had a toothache know what I'm talking about. And it was kind of throbbing and it was uncomfortable. And I was taking, pain medications, ibuprofen, Tylenol, and stuff like that, and trying to hold some cold compresses on it. And I didn't sleep most of that night. Sunday came along, and my whole head was pounding. I wasn't really swollen at that point, but my whole head and mouth was pounding, and I knew it had an infection had definitely kicked in. Even though I made sure to double clean and all that stuff, especially Saturday, even though it hurt, I still double cleaned and everything. Sunday I went to the walk-in clinic because my doctor is kind of far away and I only need to see him like every 3 to 6 months for my regular, just to see how I'm doing. And it's very difficult just to get in, unexpectedly to see him. So I have one of those like health walk-in clinics that I go to, and they know me there. When I have an infection or, mouth problem, I go there. They know me, So I went there on Sunday. And they prescribed me an antibiotic, amoxicillin, 3 times a day, which is pretty good, I usually get penicillin, but this was a different nurse practitioner was there, and he decided that amoxicillin it was. So I'm like, all right. He told me double up on the dose when I got it, blah, 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 and then take as directed, So I was faithful to the core. And as you see in those pictures, I was blowing up. Saturday, pain all day. Sunday, pain all day. Monday, for most of the day, I was in a lot of pain. It was better, but I was still in a lot of pain. It wasn't until Tuesday that I was finally, even though I was swollen and I couldn't really talk, the pain was so much more tolerable. So, we went from like an 8-9 down to like a 3-4 in my mouth. And I was like, thank you, Lord. I needed it so bad. So, I say this basically to say this. I was going to wait until the swelling all the way went away, and I wasn't going to say anything to you guys. But you know what? I'm going to let you know now. And I've been saving a little bit for dentures, but now this yarn is going to be my last large haul of yarn. If I need a little skein, if I need like a skein of yarn to complete a project, or I need a little bit of cotton or something like that, I will go get that. That's, that's something that I'll do for something that I need to finish. That's one thing, but there's going to be no more until my mouth is done. And the reason I tell you this also is because there is going to be probably maybe summertime or early fall that I'm not sure how I'm going to do my YouTube, because when my teeth get done, I don't know if I'll try to pre-record a few so I can upload maybe once a week, something to, how YouTube is. If you're not uploading, everybody forgets about you. So Hoping that y'all don't forget about me when that time comes. I'll figure things out, but you know, I'm going to need a little bit of time before I'm on here making a lot of noise like I do and blah blah and like I do. So I said that to say this, that so this will be my last large yarn haul. I am strictly, my mouth has got to be better. I can't deal with this. And I was going to film either Thursday or Friday, which was yesterday, Friday, today's Saturday. But then yesterday when I woke up, after it kind of like did its thing all over here and I could feel it like in my sinus cavities, yesterday when I woke up again, my sinuses were very swollen and a lot of pressure still. So that had been 5 full complete days of taking the antibiotics, and I was having, at this point, I knew it turned into like a sinus infection, like the infection went into my sinuses. So I went back to the walk-in clinic, and that was, oh my gosh, I couldn't even go in there. I had to sit in my truck and wait for them to call me to come in and wear a mask in and all that. And I know why. I'm just saying it was, wow, it was weird. I went in and I talked to a different nurse practitioner, someone who knows me. She's seen me before, and we discussed what was going on with my mouth. And then I told her about the sinuses, and she said, yeah, it looks like, you know, but the feels and everything, it looked like it had gone to the sinuses. So they put me on another antibiotic. So I'm almost done with the one antibiotic. She said I could stop taking that, but I like to finish out my antibiotics just so I don't form a resistance. So I am going to finish it out. I'm just spacing them out far enough in between so my stomach don't get too messed up. But I have a new antibiotic, and I've taken about 3 doses now since yesterday, and I already can tell like my nose is a lot less, I have a lot less pressure in here. I'm a lot less swollen all in here, and it's not as uncomfortable in my nose area, and I have less headache going on. So yay, I never got a fever or anything like that, so I'm not sick. I just, you know, mouth infection. So that was a really long story, so let's
get on with the chlorophyll, shall we?
Okay, let's do acquisitions real quick. We'll get this done out of the way. When Crystal from Bag O'Day did her Mary Maxim unboxing, and she told us about the sales that were going on. Now, Mary Maxim is not shipping. They are closed down right now. So if you order anything I don't even know if you can order. I've not tried. But as of now, the last I had heard, I think they are closed down through April 30th. Not 100% sure. That's something you might want to look up. I can see if I can find it, and I'll leave it right here when they said they might start shipping again. But luckily, I had ordered like right after I saw Crystal's video, and it was sent out, or it was in the process of sending out right before they closed down. So I am kind of grateful to that because 2 reasons. Number one, you can always use some regular type of the cheaper acrylic yarns. I know I got the Premier yarns, but this here, you'll see why. I just couldn't pass these up. And she had shown these. These are the Red Heart Hugs. And these here are, let me get all the details for you. I know it's 100% acrylic. These are a 14-ounce ball with 948 yards. I mean, I didn't get the stripes or the variegateds or anything like that. I stuck with all solids because I figured I wanted to get the most bang for my buck. These were $3.99 each at the time. 100% acrylic. These are the OEKO text certified, yada yada, blah blah blah. It's made in Turkey. It's a nice 4-weight yarn, as you can see. And it kind of feels like Red Heart with love. Maybe it's a little bit softer than Red Heart Super Saver, but not quite as nice as Red Heart with Love. But it's nice. It's fine. And you know, I'm doing the Hat Not Hate project. Plus, I didn't have a lot of blues in my stash, as I had told you in my last unboxing. So when I saw that this was on sale, I was like, I have to have it. I have to get some. So this is Sapphire, and this is coming out true to color. If you can see, beautiful blue. I got Sapphire. These are all the same stats, same numbers and everything. This one's called Rain, and it's just a real lovely light gray, real pretty. This one here is called Capri, And I like this color blue. That's a really pretty blue. And there's another blue. This one is called Splash. Kind of like a light denim-y color. Real nice. Like it. Perfect. And then, of course, couldn't leave out my girls. This one is Tutu. That's a cute light pale pink. And this one here is called, wait a minute, Shrimp. It's really cute. I like that. Sorry, my sinuses are still acting up. And then this one here is just, well, I was going to say purple, but it's not purple. It's actually called Geode. So, real pretty purple. So, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there was 8. I think there was 8 different colors in the solids, and I got one of each. But, whoops, like I said, almost 1,000 yards on each one of those, 900 and something yards. And these ones here, I did already unbox what I wanted to unbox, so I can show you guys. I will reach over. Sorry about that, guys. I've been dying to get this for the longest time, and these were $1.99 each. This is Red Heart Colorscape yarn. It's a 4 medium weight. It's 3.5 ounces with 187 yards. They recommend a 4.5 number 7, a 4.5 millimeter hook for crochet hook, and a 5 millimeter, a US 8 for knitting needles. It is machine wash cold, gentle cycle, tumble dry low, do not iron, do not bleach, blah blah blah. It says professionally dry clean, which I don't plan on professionally dry cleaning my acrylic, but I guess, you know, whatever. But the reason why, I mean, I have seen quite a few things on, if you go on Red Heart, and it's made with this Colorscape. This is really nice soft yarn. I like this. It's real pretty. It's got a real pretty little bit of a halo on it. It's not roving. For whatever reason, I thought it was a roving style yarn, but it's not. It's, I don't know what kind of spun it is. I'm not even going to get into that, because I've never, but it's a nice 4-weight. See? Beautiful 4-weight. Real nice. This color here, we'll just go through the colors now that I told you everything about it. This one here is called Bangkok. Look at those colors. Isn't that gorgeous? And this pattern right here uses this colorway. And this is one of the reasons I've been wanting to try it, because every time I see that, I just love the colors, the way they work up. So this one is Bangkok. This one here, that doesn't have the thing. This is Munich. This is like naturals and browns and stuff like that. This one here is called Rome. Look at those beautiful gold colors. Gold, reds, a little bit of purples. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what I'm going to make out of these, but they're so pretty. And not to be selfish, but I want to make myself something out of it. But I want something that I'm going to wear or use on a regular basis. They're just gorgeous. Give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry. This one's called Shanghai. Look at those colors. Look at those beautiful, gorgeous colors. Shanghai. Al Capocino, right? Al Capoco. If I could talk, we'd be doing really well. Oh, my red heart's upside down. Sorry, guys. Look at those beautiful, like, beautiful sunset and the green. I don't know the greens, but it just reminds me of, like, a beautiful sunset. Around here, sometimes in the summertime, we get just some beautiful sunsets. I guess because it's so hot. This one here is Barcelona. They have a lot of greens in these, I've noticed. And a lot of these, they have a lot of mixture of greens. But I can't wait to see how these work up. And then this one is called Mykonos. I guess they figured Greece has a lot of blues, which I guess if you look at pictures of Greece, their blues are just gorgeous. Like their water and stuff. Their water and stuff. Okay. So that was it. That was all I got. That is going to be the last thing. And you're probably all like, yay, finally, no more unboxings because she takes too long. Let me show you. Now, I haven't worked on my backpack. But I will be working on that because I'm going to complete it. And that was my to-go project. But now, even if Tom has an appointment, I can't go with him because they don't want people, you can't sit in a waiting room. So I haven't been really going anywhere and sitting in waiting rooms, so it just kind of lingered in my bag, so I haven't worked on it, but I am going to pull it out, I think this week, and try to work on it. I do have a few more things that I'm wanting to do, things that are just like kind of grabbing my attention lately more, but I don't know, it's just, I do want to get that completed, and the blanket, no, it's right now, it's going to stay a UFO. I don't know when I'm going to pull it out again. It's staying in there. I do have, and I'm not going to show it, but I don't know if you remember when I very first started, I was working on a very light shawl or wrap, like a wrap. And I had shown that I was doing, they were double V stitches using triple crochet instead. And it's made with the summer yarn, that really light, thin summer yarn with the sparkles through it, or with the streamer going through it. And I picked it up, and when I wrote all the information down, I forgot to write down what size hook I was using. So I am frogging it. I'm in the process of frogging it. I'm going to do something different. As a matter of fact, I had watched Cinnamon Stitches, Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches, and she was showing some shawls that she had made, and you know, she called it In the Closet or something like that. I'll leave the link down below. Anything I usually talk about, I usually leave a link. But she talked about some shawls, and one of the shawls she was talking about, she did where she started with like, say, 2 or 3 double crochets, and then she increased one row on both sides, and then did a regular row, increased regular row, increase regular row, until it like expanded, and then she did the same decreasing, and then it made a nice like point to point with a nice little, not sharp triangle, not like, you know, in your face triangle, so nice, like, you know, light. So I think I might do that. I think I might do that for this particular shawl, because I want something that's going to wrap around the shoulders, be super nice and light, and then maybe you can tie it to keep it on your shoulders, or you could just wear it or wrap it around your neck or whatever, however you want to wear it, you know, wear it like a really light scarf or something like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do with it. So that's something I'll be working on soon. I don't know. I wasn't going to do these, but my boyfriend was like, can you make me a mask? And I'm like, well, I guess so. And I know there's probably patterns out there, but I haven't really looked for patterns. So I don't know. I started working on this. At first, I was just doing this part here. And at first, I was doing single crochets for like 8, then back loop only, half double crochets for like 20, and then single for 8. Because it seemed to be like a good fit for the face. Like, see how it seems to fit on the face? And then I was like, well, wait a minute. You know, that, of course, you got to put something in here or line it. And I didn't want to sew something in there that I was going to have to wash the whole thing every time. I wanted like a removable, something that I could put in there, a coffee filter or something. It's just, I don't know. So I was like, well, I got to make a flap. And I got to make, so what I'm doing is I'm taking it and doing half double crochets and back loop only, so it flaps over, and then I'm going to basically pin it here, and then I started down here, and I'm going to do the same here, and not so much to overlap, but to maybe just like meet in the middle, and then it'll meet in the middle, but the flap will be openable, and then it'll go on your face, and it'll be a little bit thicker because of the flap. But I do have to make ear loops, so I got to finish this, make the ear loops, and then I'll let you know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to really make these, but I was making these out of the Premier Home cotton. It's 15%. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Premier Home cotton is 85% cotton, like 15% polyester or something like that. I don't know. And I made it with a 4mm hook instead of like the recommended size, because I wanted them to be a little bit tighter. I don't know. I don't know. It's just something I'm just working on. I do have another idea that I am going to be trying out and seeing if it works. And if it does, then I'll let you guys know. And I'm still working on trying to figure out how to make myself a way to do the tutorial for the headband, because I still have that in the back of my head. If you want, I can write out the pattern and I'll give it to you. If you want to email me, I'll give you the pattern for it, the headband that I talked about a couple episodes ago. I'll leave the link, like whatever the link is for it. I'll leave the link. I don't know how to do the card, but I'll leave the link down in the description box if you want to go to it. And then I'll give you the pattern. It's real simple. And as soon as I can figure out how to do the videotaping for, you know, tutorials, I will do a tutorial on it. And I'm also working on something else that I'm really hoping is going to work. In my head, it works beautifully.
But in my head, a lot of things work beautifully.
But I don't know how it's going to work, like, out on paper or actually doing it. Just like that mask. I don't know. I'm just winging it. I wing a lot of things, and then however it works out, it works out. And then somebody tells me, oh, you could have done it this way, and it would have been easier and better. Some of the things I did complete. I completed my first knitted hat. Now, he came out a little bit. Now, this is not for Hat Not Hate, because this is my very first hat. This hat here is going to Tom. He says he likes it, even though it was a little too big. This is when I bought the, at my local yarn shop, she sold me a circular, 16-inch circular. They're called Zing. I think they're Knit Picks Zings. And they were 5.5 millimeter, which I thought would be a good universal type size to make hats out of a 4 worsted weight type thing. Not realizing that making the band, you know, you're either, you know, knit 2, purl 2, or knit 1, purl 1, or whatever you want to do for your band, should be made with a smaller size needle so it snugs in a little bit more. I made this out of all 5.5 millimeter Zing hook. So this, and I was able to, remember I told you I had to do the decreases and I had the double pointed needles. I did it. It was a little bit fiddly, a little bit wonky, and it took me a little bit longer probably than somebody who's experienced, obviously. But I did it, and I was able to accomplish it, and it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But this one is made out of Red Heart Super Saver, and the color is Windsor Blue. And I don't usually wear hats, but I'll put it on for you guys. So it does fit, but it's loose, as you can kind of tell. It's loose here, but he goes and he like rolls it up. I don't know. He does like this or something. He goes, I don't know, he rolls it up or something like that and goes like this or something. I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't wear hats, so don't laugh at me. But that's that one. I completed that one. And this one I had completed before my face swelled up. So then I was like, oh, I got to do another hat. And I got to do it because I had gotten my Chiagu needle set in, the 4-inch interchangeables with the 16-inch circular, so I can make hats and things like that. And, you know, I definitely wanted the smaller ones. I like the smaller ones. So I went on and I made this one. Now, I know it looks tiny. And I was really worried when I finished binding it off. I don't have different size double pointed needles. My double pointed needles are 5.5 millimeters, and when I switch to them, no matter what the thickness of the yarn, it is going to go down to 5.5 millimeters, period, end of the story. And I don't know if I'm going to invest in double pointed needles for every size. But the interchangeables, the Chiagus, I love, love, love them. My knitting went a lot easier. My knitting went a lot, like I had less problems or mistakes. This is done here with, I had gotten this from that Deal Genius, the time that Crystal was talking about that, and I'd done, this one is made with Lion's Pride wool spun, and this is a 5-weight, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. So what I did was, this was done using the Ross hat pattern. And I'll leave that link down below if he has a Ravelry page and he has his Ross hat for free and it's on there. This here, what I did is I looked online for you know, how to make your own hat, you know, how to knit a hat. And there's a lady who has been on YouTube for a while, and her name is Roxanne Richardson. And I watch Very Pink Knits Stacy, but she came up and it had explained how to figure out the math to make your own hat for whatever size wool yarn you have. So she explained how the size, how to measure, what the size should be, finding out your gauge for your stitch. Now, because I don't really have a gauge, I went by what the label said. For this label, it said that 4 inches by 4 inch swatch should have 11 stitches in it. So I just kind of did my math by like, okay, I need so many inches divided by this times this to get however many cast on loops that I needed here. I did a 1x1 ribbing, and after I got done with the ribbing using a, see, it was a 6.5, yeah, it was 6.5. Yeah, it's right here. I'm trying to make this quicker, and I'm not making it quicker. I'm so sorry, guys. Recommended is a 6.5 millimeter needles. So you get 13 stitches and 19 rows using that size for a 4 by 4 inch swatch. So basically, I mean, I did the math to come up with what I would need to fit Tom's head for this. So even though it looks, and so when it was 6.5, I went to 5 millimeter. I think I went to 5 millimeter to do the ribbing, so it came in like that, and then I switched up to the 6.5 millimeter, and then at the very, very top, when I decreased for the last few rows, I did the 5.5 double pointed needles that I have. So this does go on a lot snugger. See, I mean, it's like a true Scully, as you can see. It's nice and snug. It won't go anywhere. And I made him this so when he rides his motorcycle, it will not blow off. This, he had to be a little bit more careful about because it wanted to blow off. But this is not going to blow off. And after I wash it, if I block it too, because it has wool in it, I can even make it a little bit bigger if it's not quite big enough. But I'm not going to mess with it too much because I just believe with the heat of your head naturally going on it, that it will expand and relax the stitches enough where it's going to fit him perfectly. He put it on, he took a picture, it fits him, it's snug, but like I said, it's supposed to be. This is the way it's supposed to fit, and I did it. So I will leave that link for her because I was like, awesome, now I can make whatever kind of hat I want to make, or at least, you know, have an idea of what I'm going to do. So when I got done with that, I was really tempted to put on another hat on my needles, but I said, nope, don't do it. Don't do it. You have to do some hats for Hat Not Hate. And I am going to be basically crocheting all those only because I do have a few mistakes with the knitting. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother my boyfriend. But if I'm going to be sending my stuff out for either donation or if it was for sale, it's got to be on fleek. I mean, completely on fleek. So I am crocheting the hats for that. So this here I did using the Hirschner's Premier Pastry Plus yarn. This is 100% acrylic yarn. This colorway is Unami. I think it's Unami. Oh, Umami. U-M-A-M-I. I don't know what that means. I should look it up. But it's 100% acrylic. It's a 3-weight yarn. And it had a recommended hook size of, size F hook for this. Now, this to me is a pretty nice 3-weight yarn, I think. Let me get it under there and look. That's a nice 3-weight. So I was like, no, I'm not using an F. Plus, I did Debbie, the Canadian Crocheters, hat that she did with the front post double crochets, you know, starting from the top all the way down. Looks really cute at the top too, doesn't it? Almost looks like a knitted hat, how it's, you know, like if you take my knitted hat and look, has similarities to it, doesn't it? This one's kind of neater. I like the starfish look. Anyway, so I went up to, I think I used a 5 millimeter to do the hat. And I did 2 rows of half double crochet with the 5mm, and then I dropped down to the size F hook and did 2 rows just to bring it in and get it a little bit more snug to stay on the head. 2 rows of half doubles with the F hook, and then a row of crab stitch at the very end just to give it a little detail. And I color controlled, and this, I actually kind of like it. I think it worked out nice. So I think this will be a cute hat for someone. It's definitely more probably for a teenager because it fits me. It's almost a little bit big on me, but it is definitely got some nice colors to it. So this is one of them, and I'm going to be putting another one on today. And I won't get it done because I am babysitting my granddaughter, yay, tonight. I haven't seen her in so long with this social distancing, and now Florida finally moved from just being careful and social distancing to more of like orders for it. So we've been doing pretty good. It hasn't been perfect, and I doubt it's been perfect even in the places where it's mandatory or was mandatory. It's been mandatory for a while. But I can tell you what, around here, people have been pretty keeping to themselves. Like usually my street is pretty busy up until about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. And lately it hits about 7 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock in the evening, and it's pretty dead. I mean, like 1 or 2 cars here or there, and even throughout the day it's been pretty dead, you know, like I could almost go outside and film. Crazy, right? So anyway, that's all I've got for you. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Thank you guys so much for coming back. Thank you to all my regulars that keep coming back and commenting and liking and sharing. I appreciate it so very much. Thank you for all my new subscribers. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy hanging out with me. I try to keep it kind of upbeat, you know. What can we do? Let's all stay safe together, guys. I love you all, and I did miss you, and I am so glad to be back, and keep on doing well, and we'll talk a little bit more about teeth as the time progresses. I'll let you know. I'll keep you informed. Oh, if you want to know, those things here, the saliva glands that I had, weren't infected or anything like that. I had the CAT scan the week before, not this last week, but the week before. I had a CT scan with contrast. The doctor called me and said there's no infection, it's not cancerous, there's no masses, so it's fine, thank God, nothing's weird on that. And he said, we'll just keep an eye on it. If something happens and it gets really bad or really clogged, then I might have to have surgery or something, but yay, didn't have to have anything with that. So hope everybody is doing okay. Love you all, miss you all, and I will be talking to you very, very soon. Bye. So I'm popping in real quick. Guess what I forgot to ask you guys? I was going to put, after I was talking about my hat for Hat Not Hate, I was going to ask you if you could in the comments, in the comment section below, could you put down like some patterns or tutorials that you know for some different kinds of hats? Because I'm kind of like up in the air. I want them to be easy, but I don't want them to be totally just plain blah. I want a little zhuzh to it, if you would. So if you have a hat that you like to make and it'll look really good for the Hat Not Hate, that's not, you know, ridiculously complex, leave it in the comment below. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.